This new video series on creating smaller objects in SketchUp for schools. So before, we've really been working on how to learn our tool set first off so we know what a lot of the stuff does, and then we started making large items such as houses and floor plans and even that town center. Instead, we're going to be focusing on smaller objects. So the first thing we're going to be creating is a name tag for our backpack. And the easiest way to do that is going to first be deleting this guy here. And then we're going to take our good friend, the rectangle tool here, and going to create a box like that. Now you can see down here that my box is 6 feet by 8 feet, and that's not going to work out for me, especially in terms of printing. So instead I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it 1.5 inches wide by 3 inches long. To do that, remember, you've just created your rectangle, and you're going to type in immediately the 1 space 1/2 quotation mark. So we're only operating in inches. So I'm doing 1 1/2, comma, 3 quotation mark, and I hit enter. Now, if your rectangle tool did not do the thing where like it creates it in the middle, it's going to be set up over here, and that's exactly what you want. Yours did what mine did, and it decided to be kind of annoying and put itself over here. We need to fix that, so I'm going to select it. So I have the whole thing selected, and I'm going to move tool, and I want to get it right on that origin point there. Once I have it there, and once I'm ready to move in, I'm going to use my zoom extents. I'm going to zoom in, then I'm going to rotate my angle so I'm able to look above it. Because our next step, we're going to create some rounded edges to this so it's not just a straight square. Okay, to do that, we need to first take our tape measure tool, and let's just go ahead and measure down 7/16 of an inch. At least that's what I'm going with on mine. You can change this however you want. But whatever you do, make sure you are creating a square area on here. So each side is 7/16 of an inch. Once you have your grid lines in place, we're going to be using our 2-point arc tool. Now, we haven't used the 2-point arc tool very much, so I'm going to be showing you exactly how to use it. So we grab underneath the line, arc, and then it's the second one available, 2-point arc. And then all you do is point 1, you click, select point 2, and then we are wanting to zoom in a little bit just so I can get it to work. And you want it to turn into that purple line called tangent on edge. You're then going to do this for every single corner. You can see because we set each side 7/16, we're not going to be monkeying around, messing around, doing any sort of annoying stuff trying to get this spot on. Now you can see mine is creating this last one on the vertical, and that's not working. So again, zoom in, change how you're looking at it, do whatever you need to do to accomplish this goal of setting our 2-point arc down. So point A, point B, and again, I'm also working on a trackpad here, which can be super annoying sometimes. Okay, let's go here, grab these, try it now. There we go. So you can see I really had to drastically change how I was looking at it. Right, now that we have this in place, next step is take our eraser tool, and we're going to just be erasing the lines that are past the arc that we've just created, like that. So you're going to do this on each side. You can also get rid of those grid lines now if you want. You can keep the center ones in place. Might be a good idea to do that just for now. Okay, there we go. Got rid of those guys. Got rid of those guys. Now I can go around here, zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to have to pan tool over because, again, working on a trackpad, not always the easiest. I always encourage you to use a mouse. Okay. Now that I have this set up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my 3D text tool. Remember, your 3D text tool is found in your rectangle, and it's called 3D text, very last one. I'm just going to type in my name. You could do your first name, full last name, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do Will band for mine. And you can see it says a height is set to 1 foot. It's going to be a little big, so we can go ahead and change that. I'm going to change that to 6 inches. So 6 quotation mark, click OK. And if you have an issue like this, that's okay. Remember, we can scale this down to the size we need by selecting our scale tool and really scaling it down. You might have to zoom in a few times as well. So as you can see, still scaling. I'm gonna orbit tool up, and I need to rotate mine. Mine didn't place how I wanted it to. Again, that's okay. So remember, we can do that or accomplish that by selecting our move tool. Little red dots there. Turn it how you need it to look. You might need to zoom in, zoom out, do whatever you need to accomplish your goal. Okay, and we'll flip that around. There we go. So now mine's on the green line, and I can scale it down to an appropriate size. The reason mine is disappearing is because I accidentally connected it down there. So again, here, and on face. So I can zoom in, rotate above it, and that looks a lot cleaner now. This is where you're going to probably run into your most difficulties, is trying to get this guy matched up. Remember, when you do the 3D text tool, you can change the text font to be whatever you desire for it to look like. So I have mine there, and I'm going to call that good because I think it's looking good. The next step, once you have it ready, push-pull a tool up, so it goes up a little bit like that, and your base has essentially swallowed like half of your text. That's going to make sure that when your tag prints, it's going to print in the piece and it's going to be completely solid. Sometimes what happens is if you try and leave the text on a pre-created solid object, it creates the text essentially floating above it so it doesn't properly stick. Now the last step I have to do is create a circle for a piece of string to go through so my tag can actually hang as a tag. And again, easiest way, circle tool. Probably could have guessed how to do this one. So I have a circle tool here. I'm making sure that it's not directly on the edge. So if you see I have a little gap there, that's to ensure that that corner will print solid instead of printing with essentially what would be like a 1 millimeter gap on it. Push-pull that tool down and just make sure that the hole went through like that. So now I have a tag ready to be printed. Another way you could create that hole, just so you're aware of it, is actually adding the circle in place first. I probably should have done this. This would have been the smarter decision. Remove the hole and then push-pull it up. In fact, that looks a lot better too. I might encourage you to go that way. It's up to you though. Here you could also add any fun design that you wanted to. Do not add items from the 3D warehouse as they won't be an actual solid item when you put them on here. If you're going to try and make your own design or squiggle designs, do those when the base is down like that. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please ask or leave a comment on this video or leave a comment on the classroom page. As always, thanks for watching.